Well, here we are again at the end of a very long day, but a very exciting, very wonderful day.
Yes, indeed. And it's 9 p.m. We announced that the results will be delivered by now. And we have almost all of the results. The last session finished only about 15 minutes ago. So the judges are still deliberating, and we hope while we're doing an interview with one of the contestants and announcing the results from the previous sessions, these results will come in.
Yes.
And it's 2 in the morning where you are, Margaret?
It is 2 in the morning where I am.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for not leaving me to do this by myself.
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly have done that. Absolutely not. So,
Let's invite Ukki, Sachedina.
hello there.
Hello.
How
Hello.
nice. Thank you so much for waiting so we could talk to you. We're sorry we couldn't do it before, but you understand how time was rather against us.
Of course.
But,
Yes. Thank you.
And you joining us from where in the USA?
I'm in California.
Oh, for you it's still daytime, 6 o'clock, tea time.
Yeah.
and probably quite warm. Well, it depends where are you in California. I'm exceedingly fond of California.
Oh, yes. We're near the coast, in the Los Angeles area, but closer to the ocean.
Right, lovely. No, I'm very fond of Southern California, I have to say.
Oh, and we have Evelyn Izdepski.
Oh, lovely.
Wonderful. So Evelyn is joining us from where in the
Hello
USA?
there. Ah.
You need to unmute yourself, sweetie.
It's Fairfax, Virginia.
So Evelyn is joining us from where in
Close to Anna.
It's Fairfax, Virginia.
So you have maybe something open? Are you watching YouTube?
Yes, I just closed it. Sorry.
Okay, that's
That's
perfect.
better.
We still hear a lot of echo, not anymore. That's great. Now we can ask our
Terrific.
questions. Margaret, fire away. You always have great questions.
Well, it's wonderful to have you because we've got two very different things. We've got voice, we've got piano. So, what I was curious to see is to see what your initial reaction was when you learnt about the competition and you saw how it worked, not just the online but the different categories. You know, the fact there's no time limit. Whether you found that daunting or whether you actually found that interesting and intriguing, and it drew you to the competition. Evelyn, maybe you want to go first on that?
Yeah. So when I first heard about the competition, I was kind of scared, to be honest, because I didn't know how like a live online thing would work, and I was like, oh, what if the technology goes wrong? What if my cat runs through the frames and stuff like that? But I'm really glad that I did because it was really fun, and it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be.
Great. And the
Interesting.
cats would have been fine, actually. I tell you what, as we speak, I've got two cats milling around my feet that I'm desperately trying to keep off the microphone cable because they've been shut out of the room for about the last 8 hours. So,
Close to 9.
yeah. And also for you, Ukki, because, I mean, here we are, we have a situation where we've got, Evelyn gave a performance that was about 3 minutes long, you gave a performance that was about a quarter of an hour long, but they're still going to be valued the same way. So I wonder what your feelings were about the how the competition was structured.
Well, I'm really appreciative of the fact that there wasn't a time limit because I think that offers a lot of freedom to choose different repertoire and to possibly choose repertoire that's not as much in the common performance. Well, in regards to this competition in general, I think when I first found out about it, it was great because during this time we don't have that much of an opportunity to perform or compete, but in such a well-organized competition with the wonderful technical producers that we have here, I think that it's a really great opportunity, and I'm grateful to be in it.
Great.
Great.
Thank you for your compliments. So, when you when you were preparing and thinking about the repertoire, what was the most challenging in deciding for which pieces to choose for your performances?
I guess for me, the most challenging thing was deciding what I could do that would, I think, since I only chose to do one piece, what would show the most and what I felt would be something that I'd be the most comfortable performing, especially in an online setting.
Well, I chose the list, and I think it because of the wide variety of emotions that are encapsulated in the piece, and also the different technical possibilities that are there. So I I chose to do a piece that, especially because of the lack of a time limit, piece that would show as many different things as possible.
Yes,
So
and I
you
think
wanted
it's
to bring the
yeah,
variety. Hmm?
yeah. No, I think and it did show that. So, and but you had two different needs. You sort of had two different needs there, because it'd been quite a different thing to sing for 15 minutes
Oh
as opposed to
yeah.
play the. Yeah, I mean, wow, that would have been. So I mean, but I think I'm glad you felt that way because we did feel that if you have set pieces, first of all, it gets a bit wearisome for the judges for a start having to hear. Can you imagine if everyone had been set the list or the Scarlatti? After about 10 of them, we'd be, you would pretty much be at screaming pitch, and that's that's often the format they take. But I think we felt, and I think it's also paid off, don't you, Anna, that we've allowed people to play music that's spoken to them because when it speaks to you, there's far more chance it's going to speak to your audience and to
Oh
a
yeah,
judging panel.
absolutely. I feel like this brought out so much opportunity for variety and for the personality of each contestant to show and shine. Um, I have another question. I'm sure you studied the competition, learning how it works and what it offered. Were you more drawn? Well, let me just ask this: what were you drawn to the participation in this competition most? Was it the judges? I'm sure you looked at the profiles of some really top world class musicians who are judging, or was it more like prizes and a chance to win something which you can use and which would help you in your study and your plans, or was it the format of it being online and not the pre-recorded materials because there's other opportunities where you can send your recording. So just point me in some direction. What was the main draw?
I think the main draw for me was getting feedback immediately because with a lot of competitions you have to wait a few days and I just want to know like what I can improve on and everything like as soon as possible.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Yeah, it's a good reason I want to know what I did. Yeah. Ukki?
I would definitely agree with Evelyn, and I think there are many things that make this competition really unique, and I think that's one of them. And then also the unique categories that we have here, like profound and virtuosic and lyrical, that you don't normally see in other competitions where it's more about age. So I think that, and of course the freedom with the time. So yeah, so this was a really unique opportunity with this competition.
Thank you both for really helpful comments and for sharing,
Yeah,
and for yeah, and for coming for the interview, even though it didn't happen right after your session. Thank you for making an extra effort to
thank
join
you
us
both. Yes.
again at this time, and I'm sure there are people waiting to hear the results. Margaret, are we ready to go into that? Do we have the results from the last session or not yet?
Let me just have a look. I think not yet. Nope,
Not
we're still
yet.
waiting, and we don't really want to announce results
Until we have the
until.
last session. Let's try to find out from our producers if the last session deliberation is coming any close to
Yes,
being
it
able
looks
to
as
announce.
though it looks as though they're going to be coming. Right. Yes, the judges have decided, but obviously that's
Well,
got
the
to.
okay, deliberation is done. Okay, the judges have made their decisions, and we'll have the results for the last session coming in shortly. Meanwhile, isn't that interesting that the young musicians found really compelling that they are able to receive the comments from the judges right away as opposed to a few days later? And I can totally relate to that. If I have to wait a week for someone to give me their impression of my playing, it's very hard for me to put the two together because I may not quite remember what I felt when I was performing. I've gone on to something else, some other plans. Maybe I've performed 2-3 times since then. And here in this competition, the judges step in and give immediate response, immediate comments right there on the spot.
And I think it's great that it's been so much more personal, because in a lot of competitions, what happens is, the performers perform in a sequence, and then the judges sort of may address them after everybody's played, and they're talking in general, whereas with this there's a much more intimate conversation possible between the performers and the judging panel, because although we're all in some cases thousands of miles apart, we are in the same room, and that does allow for a level of intimacy that a concert hall where a competition may be being held wouldn't.
Absolutely. And in many competitions, there are even rules preventing the contestants from having a conversation with the judges, and there are lots of limitations and barriers. And that's interesting to hear that our effort to bring together the contestants and the judges is well received. This is the first competition in this format. We would like to hear comments and suggestions from everyone, from all sides of people involved. And of course, we are interrogating our judges. We want to know their impression, because they're the first people who are judging these categories. It's a new invention. And definitely we want to hear from the teachers of the contestants and from their families about everything. Please feel free to comment. It's really important for us to understand how this concept and every aspect of it is received by those who participate in it.
Yes, because it's such a new thing. We really do want to hear from people. We really do welcome feedback, because we're not pretending that we've found the perfect format at all. I mean, it's like a lot of things. You learn it by doing it. But it's been very positive. I mean, generally speaking, that the feedback has actually been very positive about the different the things that are less conventional, like the categories, the things that and I think it's quite interesting with the categories, because we can, as we come to announce the results, we've got contestants from all different age groups competing in the same category in the finals, which I think is quite an interesting one.
I think we just got a message from our producers. Okay, right. All set. Let's open that magic document and see what we got here. Maybe I need to refresh this page in order to be able to see everything. Okay, so
let's make sure we've got the most up-to-date document.
Top of the document.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I don't make a mistake in here. That would be really unfortunate.
Right. Yeah. Now that's the. So we've got on that document, we've got the results for. We're going to actually read them out together. It's the results for yesterday and today, but I think it may be actually easier to just read them out. So we said we'd announce today's and yesterday's, but if we're going through our list, it actually contains the two together, and I think that's fine.
Am I seeing the results for the last session?
Yes. Under the very
6 p.m.
The very last category, music ambassador.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's dive into it.
So, our first category. So, as we were explaining the number of categories, and here we have the very first one, which is virtuosity. And this is actually the category which seems to have the most finalists in it, so that's going to be one to watch next week. And our first finalist in that category, who was chosen yesterday, selected yesterday, in the age group 10 and under, was a wonderful young pianist from Canada called Ryan Huang. So that's our first finalist from the fourth, from our very first semi-final. In the category age 10 and under.
Age group 11 through 14. We have a virtuoso finalist, Ray Joe Obo.
Yes, and Ray was also a finalist from yesterday. And then we have, I think, our first finalist from today. Although it's been going on so long, it's all starting to swim together. In the category 15 to 18.
That's the age group. Category is still virtuosity. Yeah.
Yes. Kaya Griggs on the piano. Actually,
Marina Wong.
From yesterday. Marina Wong, yes.
Marina Wong, violinist.
And then also from today, we have Artem Kopilov piano. So well done. That's that's a finalist from today that we're announcing.
And in the age group 19-25, in the category virtuosity, we have Veronica Collier, oboe. I believe that's a contestant from yesterday.
Yes.
And that's it so far for virtuosity.
Yes.
We're moving on to the next category, lyrical, right?
Yep, there we go. So, yes, Anna, maybe you'd like to announce this. Another particular favourite.
Yeah, 10 and under, we have a finalist in the category lyrical, Jade Chan, pianist.
Yes, who got up at a ridiculous hour to perform for us from Hong Kong, if you remember.
Oh, yes. She got up at 5 in the morning, and it was the next day. So she was performing on Friday, and it was 5 in the morning Saturday. Very heroic young lady.
So from the very youngest category, we then go to 26 and over in lyrical, and Susanna Kolka, a pianist, is also. So we have 2 finalists in that category.
Okay, moving on to the next category, profound. And in that category, in the age group 15 to 18, we have a pianist, Ukki Sachedina.
Yes, we've just been interviewing Ukki just now, who played for us today, a rather wonderful Liszt interpretation of Bach. And then going to the over 26 category, one of our first semi-finalists from yesterday, Jirko Difonis. So pianist. So we have 2 in the category profound. And then if we move on to academic, we don't have anybody.
The judges have not picked any contestants so far for the category academic to advance into the finals. Well, let's see what tomorrow will bring.
Right.
Our next category is innovative. And here we have a finalist in the age group 15 to 18, Chelsea Becker, oboe.
Yes, Chelsea played for us yesterday. And so far, Chelsea's the only contestant who's made it through to the final in that category. So we move on to the category Swift. And here we have, first of all, in the age category 10 to 15.
11 to 14.
Sorry,
11 to 14 the age group, yep.
Yes, it's 10 and under, then 11 to 14.
Mm-hmm.
We have a young trumpeter from Australia, Enya Hui, who played for us yesterday.
And in the age group 15 to 18, we have a flutist from today, Sadie Goodman, is a finalist. And now we're moving on to the next category, which is program.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. with Sadie going through, I thought Sadie probably would have gone through, and I just wondered if the judges were going to put her in program. So
Yeah, she
but
had
we
an
have
interesting
yeah,
program.
she had a really interesting program there. But we just have one finalist in this section, and that's in the category 19 to 25, and that's clarinetist Chance Morris.
Yep, and he's a finalist in the program
Program.
artistic category. Okay, now we're moving on to the miniature.
Yes.
And here
And-
we, yeah.
Yeah, we have actually two from the under 10 here. The first one is Simon Yao, who played for us yesterday.
A
And
pianist
then-
and
yes.
another young pianist who played for us today, Kaiden Griggs,
it.
is a finalist in the miniature category.
I think we have one more. Yes,
Yes.
going down we have Elise Anna Alexney, a flautist, who was performing for us from the Netherlands, but who is actually from Latvia.
Yep.
So those are our three there. And her category was 19 to 25.
Hmm. And now we're moving to music ambassador. This is a well-populated category.
Yes, it is too.
Yeah. So, and the first contestant who made it through to the finals, 10 and under, Aurelia Hadley Solers, cello.
Yes, she played for us today. She played a movement from Saint-Saëns, cello concerto, very beautifully. So that's, and she'd put herself in various categories. So music ambassador is the category the judges have selected for her. And then from a performer from yesterday, Scarlett Chen, in the category 15 to 18, who performed a very interesting piece describing the life of John Brown, I think. That was that one. Yeah, it was very interesting.
Very dramatic and very interesting piece.
Yeah.
And she's a pianist. And we have, in the same age group, 15 to 18, we have Abigail Hubert, violin, and the music ambassador category.
And then finally from our last session today, we have from coming to us from Australia in the category of music ambassador, Carlong Chris Au, who gave us a recital. And charmed us all with his talking, his narrative between the pieces. So that's Chris. Carlong Au is our final finalist for tonight. Tomorrow we'll be populating that list even more, and we'll by this time tomorrow we'll actually have all our finalists determined and announced.
Exactly. And those will be the finalists who will be joining Sound Espressivo broadcasts next weekend. And
Yes.
once we have the complete list of all the finalists, we'll be working on the schedule and announcements. Please stay with us. And we hope to have our viewers back tomorrow for more semi-finalists and for more discoveries of interesting repertoire, interesting interpretations, and wonderful performances. This has been a really, really incredible journey to watch those incredible performances one after another.
Hang on, I've got some news on it. It looks as though actually there are a couple of...
Ooh.
Yes, that's correct. There are a couple of finalists who are missing from the list, because I do remember they went through.
Okay. Let's hold off and
Let's just hold off, because there are... yes, there are just two
Hold
that
off.
need to be added to that list, so yes, let's hold on.
let's hold off. We'll be adding some more people, it looks like.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Which is always a nice thing to do.
Yes, yes. I remember competing when I was up and growing pianist, and there was always a hope maybe they forgot another name, they'll add someone. There was never a hope maybe they put extra name and they're going to subtract someone. Yes, there are two more names missing from the list, and we're going to get to those names in a minute. I'm glad we didn't close the broadcast. Yeah.
Right.
Burning the night oil. Okay. Are we ready to announce the names and categories?
Can I just suggest that our technical team puts the name in the chat so that we don't have to hunt all over the chart for them. Although we can do it. We can do it, actually. Whatever's easier.
We can do it
Just put the
whenever.
names in the category.
Yep.
So,
Whatever the crew is going to throw at us, we will do it.
absolutely. We can.
And
If we've made it this far, certainly if I've made it this far.
yes, Margaret, 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. in the UK where you are.
Now, this is interesting. So, yes. So, first of all, I'm very pleased to say that actually we have two here, brother and sister. Celine Shu, both pianists, Celine Shu on piano. She has become the second finalist in the category program. So, there we are. And
Aaron Shu, the brother Celine, also pianist, and he is the first finalist in the category academic.
yes,
And they both are in the age group 11 to 14.
14. Yeah.
Now, with that being said, let us confirm one more time that we have actually delivered all the names correctly, and we didn't miss anyone. We really don't want to make a false announcement here.
No.
Our backbone crew, please confirm with us that we are clear, that we actually announced every one of the finalists so far. Can we get thumbs up?
Yes.
Yes, confirmed. So, and this concludes our live announcement of the finalists who made it through the semifinals rounds for Friday and Saturday, and we still have one full day and a lot of great music prepared for tomorrow.
Yes, looking forward to it. Each day, each session has been absolutely wonderful so far. It's certainly been quite the journey for us. It has been for our judges. It has been for our contestants. We send our congratulations to all of you, whether you made it to the finals or not, because you made a fantastic achievement getting to the semi-finals. To those of you who've gone through to the finals, obviously congratulations very much on that achievement. We look forward to seeing you next week, and then tomorrow we have another full day, don't we, Anna?
Yes, we do. Another full day. So off we go to bed. I need my voice back.
I certainly do. It is now coming up to 2:30 in the morning for me. So,
Oh my goodness.
yes.
And to our viewers who stayed with us that late, thank you very much for your
Yes.
support, for your attention. And with that, we say good night to
We wish you
everyone
all
and
yes,
see you
a
again.
very good night to you all, and we hope to see you again. We hope that you'll join us again tomorrow and next week for the finals.
Oh, yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you
So,
all.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.